Welcome to the Garden Show. Today we are at the Cottage Lane
Pumpkin Patch
in Ellis, and we are going to visit with Donna Sorensen. And she has a beautiful display of pumpkins and of a very nice atmosphere to come to on this fall day and for this fall season. And so welcome to the show, Donna.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Well, you bet. We're just excited to be here, and I love all your pumpkin displays and your maize fields that have a maize in them.
Correct. Yes.
And so we're excited to hear what kinds of things that you have to offer and that you have saturated yourself in along with your family.
Oh, well, thank you.
We'll start with asking you if you grow your pumpkins from seeds.
We do. We start with seed. Our first year, we hand planted the pumpkin patch by hand, my husband and I and our 2 kids. And now we have a tractor that we follow along with a little planter, and we drop our seeds in and we cover them up and we go down the rows, and that's how we plant our pumpkin patch. We plant a variety of pumpkins. As you can see, you'll look around and see different sizes and shapes and colors, and they all mix in with each other, and we plant them that way.
Well, you do have a beautiful variety. Is this long one considered a pumpkin?
That's a gourd. It's a dried out snake gourd. It was grown last year, and it's dried where now you can clean it and craft it. Different shapes you can make birdhouses out of. This one is just more for decoration, or you can cut it in half and put potpourris and different things in the center for your table. So it's just fun another aspect of decorating.
I like the fact that pumpkins can be, a lot of them are used for decorations with the jack-o'-lanterns and that, but you also have pumpkins to eat, don't you?
Yes, we have the sugar pumpkin in several varieties. It's great for baking. You can also cook with any of these pumpkins as well. Sometimes the Cinderellas and the fairy tales are just as good to bake with as the pie pumpkin. I generally like to make pumpkin butter and pumpkin pie, and I use my pie pumpkins for those.
So
it's
you
really
have
good.
to bake them at a certain temperature for a certain length of time to do that.
I put our pie pumpkins in the oven. I cut them in half. I lay them face down on a cookie sheet. You can cover it with foil if you'd like, and you bake it for 350 for, I don't know, 40 minutes to whenever it's soft like a potato. That's when you scoop out all the pumpkin meat and you use that for your recipe.
I see. And so you have to just know how much to use, like we would use it out of the can.
If a can is approximately 2 cups, well then that's, you would measure out 2 cups.
Okay. Well, I wonder if we could, I know that you have some animals here too, so that when people come to look at pumpkins, they can also look at your animals.
Yes.
I wonder if we could go see maybe the chickens or the rabbits.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds
Let's
good.
do that.
Okay.
Well, here we are at the chicken house. You have both chickens and ducks.
Yes, we do. We have several varieties of chickens and ducks in there, and they're looking at us wondering what we're doing.
Yes, I see the duck's head. And so you get free-range eggs.
Yes, we do. We love to have our chickens free range. And right now they're cooped up in the coop, waiting to get out. But
and I like how you have incorporated other kinds of plants in your pumpkin patch. So these hollyhocks are finishing up their time, and they are looking like they would at this time of the year with their seed pods on them.
yeah, it's fun to take the seed pods and plant in other areas too, and I have done that before, or thickened this area if I needed to for the next season. And we just let these grow naturally right here, and they seem to be contained mainly in this area. But they're very pretty. We have all different varieties of color.
And
that's what I love.
Yes.
In the spring, it is just gorgeous.
That would be very farm time if they were all different colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's very pretty.
Well, I wonder if we could go have a look at the rabbits.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, look at these bunnies. They're really having a lunch here, aren't they?
They are. They're eating on some baled alfalfa,
Oh.
which is one of their favorite foods.
All right.
We have a large variety of bunnies, as you can see.
I can see that. All different colors, and one of them has sort of a bangs up here and sort of a mustache, so he's looking quite different from some of the others. Or I guess there are two of them.
Yes, that is the bunny that has the lion head characteristics.
Okay.
And lion head bunnies grow a long mane of fur around their heads, and you'll see that with some of these in here.
Well, they're certainly interesting. They add some variety to the mix.
They do.
I see you have little houses for them, and they also are, it looks like they're burrowing.
Bunnies in the natural environment love to burrow. They'll have their babies in there or in the little huts, and you can see she might go into that one, maybe not. But it's a great place for them to stay cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Although in wintertime they're out running around the whole time.
Oh.
In the summer is where you have to be concerned with bunnies because they need lots of water.
I see.
Because they're quite warm with their fur. So, but this is a perfect environment for them, and they move their burrows. Right now they have a lot on this end, but they'll dig them in and start digging more. And when we come in to feed, we have to be careful where we walk because sometimes you can fall through their little burrows.
Oh, I bet you can, because they would be hollow underneath.
Exactly.
Well, I am guessing that those people who come, especially the children, would be intrigued to come here and see the bunnies and the chickens, and we'll go see your goats in a little bit.
Okay.
So, but in between the goats, let's go look at the arbors. Okay? All right. I love this picturesque arbor that you have, and you just said it was a fun way to grow the gourds. It's also picturesque.
Well, thank you. We have a mixed variety of ornamental gourds, some smooth and warty, crown of thorns, all sorts of varieties planted on here. And in the spring, we try to get them started on the trellis, and then they grow up and around. They're starting to thin out a little bit, but that's normal this time of year. Things are starting to change, but very pretty. And we just let them grow over this area, and we're kind of harvesting them as we go. You can see some new ones are starting to develop, yet these are all ready to pick. So we've gathered a few here the other day.
Yes, I love your basket.
Thank you.
And I'm going to guess that you probably have your whole family helping.
We do. We're a busy family, but in the evenings and on the weekends we do. Weekends mainly is the majority of our work time, where we get out here and start preparing. And once we plant, that never stops. We are always out here having to work, and more than I ever thought we would, but it just comes with doing what we're doing.
So you told me earlier that you moved here and you had not done this before.
No.
So this is sort of an experiment, but it's turned into one that you love, isn't it?
It is. It's kind of a passion for me. I just
Yes.
really enjoy it. So I enjoy growing things, I enjoy displaying things, and having a neat place for families to go. And it's been good for our children too, because it provides them with memories as well. They love to bring their friends out here, go through the mazes, or, you know.
I bet they do.
We have classmates that come out and help us, and so it's fun.
Yes.
They have fun.
Well, it's great if you can have a good time at what you're doing.
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, let's go see the goats.
Okay.
All right. We are ready to talk about the goats, and you were just telling me some things about they have names, and some of them have horns, and some of them don't. So, and they're very busy eating right now, so they're very content. Do they ever get rowdy?
Oh, they like to play. Matilda here, she's the grandma to the bunch. You'll clap your hands and do this, and she'll rear up and butt your hand. She's fun to play with, but she's getting older. She's slowing down a little bit more. This is a new little buckling, and we have a new little doeling here, and this, so they're just developing. Love his coloration.
Yes.
And they're right now eating on prairie hay. Since they're not able to be fenced and outside right now, we have them in here, and we're feeding them bales of prairie hay. And so they love that.
So, tell me what is happening about some of their horns.
We had some of these dehorned because they can get their horns caught in fences. When they're around little kids, it's a little safer to have them dehorned. But in the wild, you would want them to have their horns. That's what they use to protect themselves. And so, but on a farm setting like ours, that's not necessarily necessary. The few here that do have their horns, we're going to leave his for 4-H kids if we sell him, or somebody wants to use him for 4-H.
Oops,
he's
he
shy.
doesn't want to be petted.
He's shy yet. You want to have them have their horns. So, but they're very beautiful. It's neat to show the kids that come out to visit the differences in the goats. These are pygmy goats. They are considered a meat goat, but they're very small in size, perfect for our type of setting.
So you excuse me, I was going to sneeze. You mainly have them for showing the kids or the people when they come.
And our children.
Oh,
they love taking their pets. You know, we can take her out walking around and do things with them, and they just really enjoy them.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. If I was in your family, I would be having memories every day doing all these things. So I noticed that we're nearby the maze. So how about if we go through the maze?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, here we are at the bale maze, and I'm guessing this is for younger children.
It is. This is a maze made of straw bales. It's a perfect area for the kids to just run and have fun. You don't have to worry about them running through these bales. They enjoy things like this.
Of course they do.
Yes.
Well, I think we should walk through this maze, and then we'll come out on the end and go over and check out the pumpkins.
Sounds good.
Well, now we're to the real part of what your farm is about.
Yes.
And I wanted to show these because I'm interested in having some of these to decorate in my home. I found a picture in a magazine about getting an old bird nest, which I have, and it shows nestling one of these in the nest and putting some leaves and fall colors around it. And so that's what I have in mind for that. So you have little ones and big ones and in between, and these, you told me, are pie?
Yeah, in this wagon we have a nice variety of your smaller pumpkins. We have the ornamentals here, the baby boos, the orange. We have pie pumpkins here of different varieties. We have a smooth variety here, great to bake with. They have a higher sugar content. We have the luxury variety, very good pumpkin to bake with. I really enjoy cooking with this one. We have more ornamentals that are a little larger. These are the hooligans, the Pokemons. Those are really fun, decorative. You can even bake with those as well.
Okay.
We have a little bit of Indian corn, broom corn that you would use for their decoration. But in all practicality, they used to shake off all the seeds, feed that to the birds, sew them together and make stick brooms. And so this is the type of thing that brooms would be made out of. And over here we have some heritage varieties of squash, and we have some tans, some more warty versions over here. Also great to bake with. And for fun, you can pick out 3 sizes, like a large, a medium, and a small, and stack them like a snowman.
Yes.
You know, but it's really fun if you have berries or corn to put around them. It's just gorgeous for fall decoration.
And what about this guy?
That's a heritage squash as well.
Oh, but it's just a different color.
It's just a different color and a little bit deeper ridges to it, not quite as smooth as those. But a great baking size for a family who likes to cook squash. And over here we have our gourds, our hard-shelled gourds, great for decorating, but also later on After they've dried out, you can carve into them and make birdhouses to hang up in the tree. And that's a martin gourd.
All right.
So just fun to grow a nice variety of different things.
Well, you have a plentiful supply.
Thank you.
I also wanted to point out that behind us there is a building that you were going to make into a candle shop,
Yes.
but then you decided that it was a great photo op place and people like to take photos there, so you left it be in its rustic state.
We call it Armbruster's Coop. It came from Armbruster Farm just on the other side of Ellis. And they were going to tear it down. They wanted to move it, and I wanted to bring it in. I love having and preserving old buildings as much as possible. And instead of putting a roof on it or anything, we just left it, and field trips and families take pictures in there all the time.
Well,
it's a lot of fun.
I'm guessing it would be. And beyond that is the sorghum maze.
Yes.
And you said that in both of your mazes, you sometimes have a twilight maze.
What we have, that's the entrance to our regular maze on the weekends. You can go through this maze trail, and it's a lot of fun. And it's on windy days, those stalks sway back and forth, and it's kind of an eerie feeling when you get in the middle. But when we open at night for the Moonlight Maze, and that's towards the end of October, towards Halloween, on the weekends, we will open and you go through with glow sticks.
Oh,
And in there lurking in the maze is Scarecrow Joe. So it is a blast to come out here in those evenings, but there's just special dates. And one of them we do in conjunction with the Ellis Fright Night. So it's a lot of fun having the haunted train and this, and sometimes we have the haunted houses as well. So we do that in conjunction with them.
well, great. Well, that sounds like a good time, and you're connecting with the community, and you're all working together and having a good time.
Yes.
So, well, I think you have one more thing that we want to talk about, and that is the zip line.
Yes, the gliding zip line. Perfect for those kids with lots of energy that love to just glide down, and it's a lot of fun. Are you going to try it?
I'm trying to decide. So let's go over and check it out.
Okay.
This show about the pumpkin patch concludes the garden shows for this year. We hope that you will tune in to see a special new program that we have in mind for you. And I'm going to give it my best shot to see if I can do this now. So thank you for watching. And you just go.
There you go. Perfect.